2017 Australian Sailing Hall of Fame inductee, Cottee. Cottee inspired generations of female sailors when she became the first woman to sail unassisted, non-stop around the globe via both hemispheres in 1988. On November 29, 1987, 33-year-old Cottee set sail from Sydney towards New Zealand on the yacht Blackmores First Lady, a Cavalier 37 she had largely built herself. Over the next 6 months, she was alone at sea, navigating some of the most dangerous oceans on Earth and facing more setbacks and challenges than many of us encounter in a lifetime. Her life flashed before her eyes on several occasions as she was washed overboard and narrowly avoided a tanker at sea. Off the coast of southern Africa, her yacht overturned in 100-knot winds and 70-foot seas. But Cottee was strong and defiant. After months of being alone, she rounded the southern tip of Tasmania and headed up the east coast of Australia. She was greeted in Sydney Harbour by an adoring crowd of thousands, all keen to welcome home the heroic lone sailor. Cottee's voyage raised more than $1 million for charity, and she spoke to more than 40,000 schoolchildren, inspiring them to achieve their dreams. Cottee has become a pioneer for female sailors and an inspiration to all. Cottee, Australian Sailing Hall of Fame inductee in 2017.
Well, Kay, I believe you went back to the Maritime Museum today and saw Blackmore's First Ladies. Does that get the adrenaline going again?
Not necessarily the adrenaline, but it gets the will to want to go back to sea again going.
And maybe to sail around the world again?
No, not necessarily. I just not by myself, because you end up on stage by yourself when you sail by yourself.
But having achieved it 30 years ago, have you revisited the thought of doing it again at different stages?
Not doing that again, no. No, although there are times when I feel like I should get out there by myself.
Yeah. So you like a bit of me time, clearly.
I do, yes. Yes, I know. I live on the Clarence River in northern New South Wales, and I spend a lot of time by myself there, in the country.
Running Yamba Marina too?
Yes, Peter, my husband, and I own Yamba Marina, and that's anybody going sailing past, call in and visit Yamba Marina.
Everyone's welcome?
Yes, everyone's welcome. And I do a lot of painting and sculpting in my studio on the riverbank.
We have a mutual friend, a guy called Graham Mackey,
yes.
Smacker, who was a first grade cricketer with Gordon.
Yes.
Tell me about him, because he's been a bit of an inspiration, well, a mutual inspiration.
Yes, we paint together. There's three of us actually. We paint one day a week together, and Mackie is a character to himself, as you would know, and he's taught art for many, many years, 30-something years, and we paint together. Yeah.
Is it true that you came out of hospital after being born and Mum took you sailing that afternoon, or is that just a myth?
No, apparently I was sailing within 4 hours or something of coming out of hospital. So if you want your children to enjoy sailing, you young ones, when you have children, take them straight on the boat. My son Lee, the day he got out of hospital, he was on a boat.
Well, you were lashed to the mast, I'm told.
Yes, well, Mum had 4 daughters within 5 years, and it was a bit much to control us all on a boat. So they used to tie us to the mast on little ropes, so we're like a litter of puppies tied around the mast.
Love it. Now, hearing about your exploits and misadventures during the voyage, it may sound a stupid question, but how much quality Quality thinking, quality me time did you have on that voyage in terms of shaping your future?
You're talking about the time I was out there? I was out there for over 6 months.
Yeah.
Different times then to now. Now you've got the technology, you've got satellite phones, you've got chart plotters and GPS and all that. So a lot of my time was navigating and surviving, really.
And getting washed overboard?
That was pretty scary.
Yeah. What got you through that shocking ordeal?
Determination, I think. Just pure determination. I went down below, I was dripping wet. It was freezing cold in the Southern Ocean, obviously. And I was bruised from head to toe because I'd been spun around at the bottom of the boat, attached by the harness lines. I had 2 lines on, by the way. And I sat on my bunk and I was very despondent. And then I thought, well, what's wrong with you? Your boat's still afloat and at least it's been blown in the right direction. So I just got up and went to it.
Onwards and upwards.
Onwards and upwards.
Yeah. And a milestone rounding Cape Horn obviously required a special celebration meal.
Yes.
I was reading in the paper.
Crab and home-baked bread. And
Home-baked bread?
Yes, I used to bake bread. And a bottle of Grange.
Oh. Was that courtesy of Marcus?
No, that wasn't courtesy of Marcus. It was courtesy of a friend. But basically everything else on the boat was a courtesy of Marcus.
Well, on that score, are you still competing or certainly sailing?
I'm sailing a bit these days. I actually sailed on Marcus's boat. I was lucky enough to be invited to do the arc race on the 83-footer, and that was a lot of fun. There was 3 old people on board, which was Marcus, myself and Biff, who's down there, Captain John Biffin, and we're 3 old mates. So we had this crew of young Italian, French, Spanish, yeah, and Dutch, and they were all half our age, and they sailed the boat. We sailed too, actually. And then this year I was part of the crew that delivered Marcus's boat across the Pacific through the Panama Canal, and that was sensational.
Did you hold your own with those crew members half your age?
I did, actually. A lot of them were a third of my age. Can you believe that? Yes, I did, actually. I kept every watch they did. I was on the same watch system, and we'd get to places like the Galapagos or different islands, and they'd say, oh, we're climbing a mountain. And I go, oh, okay, well, I'll just take something and I maybe go halfway and come and sit down the bottom and do some sketching or something and wait for you. But I made it to the top of every mountain they went up.
Wow. Yeah. Well, going through Galapagos, did you get a chance to swim with the seals and the sea lions?
No, I didn't, because I'm frightened of sharks.
Okay.
But the crew did. Out of the crew, 4 of them were free divers, and they were diving and swimming with the manta rays and with the dolphins. I actually did swim with the dolphins.
Right.
I couldn't resist that.
You couldn't miss that opportunity.
No.
Australian of the Year, and that journey afterwards, where you spent 18 months visiting school children around the country. How rewarding was that journey after your epic adventure?
That was pretty amazing, actually. I used to ask the kids after each talk. I would have a morning or afternoon tea with a group of them from each school, and I always asked them what they were planning to do when they left school, and it was just so uplifting. There were so many people that were going to be, or young children that were going to be prime ministers and doctors and whatever. It didn't matter what they wanted to be, whether it was a plumber or whatever. They knew what they were going to do, and it was fantastic.
Well, everyone's welcome to Yamba Marina. We want to see plenty of visitors there, and you're going to be painting and going back into your sculpture work as well. The creative side is still very strong.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Well, I built my boat. I don't build boats anymore, I build art.
Where do we see your art? Do we have to go to a gallery?
No,
A local
I
gallery?
hide it, really.
You hide it.
Marcus has got a couple pieces of my art, and I painted First Lady for his 70th birthday for him. So he's got that somewhere in the back of your toilet door or something.
Well, I think that's a fitting tribute from a First Lady to Marcus Blackmore. So, Cottee, welcome inductee to the Australian Sailing Hall of Fame.
Thank you very much. I'm honoured to receive this award and thank Marcus, because he's the main reason I'm here, and Australian Sailing for having such a wonderful award system. I'd also like to congratulate Simon, who brings a tear to my eye and a lump to my throat. You did a fantastic job. Thank you.